praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Hamadah. Double honor to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who will well. Peace and blessings to the Akyab, Aqua, faithfully following his word, pursuing his truth, rehearsing the righteous acts, and pushing to get up out of here. We are the real Hebrew Israelites. They're not the people who are fighting over Palestine. They're not the people that are currently in the Middle East. They're scattered all over the world, pursuant to Deuteronomy chapter 28 verses 15 to 68 down. They consist primarily of Judah, which are the African Americans and the West Africans. All the people that basically, I'm going to break it down even more. All the people that basically doing that TikTok, coming up with the new dances, coming up with the moves, that's Judah. Judah's got the most flavor. Well, Israel's got the most flavor in general. The Israelites bring flavor to the world. It's said that we are the salt of the earth, you know. So Judah, you could tell the Israelite for the spirit, you know. It says in Timothy, I believe not every spirit, but try them to see whether they're the spirit of God. It goes on to say that every spirit that confesses not that Yahweh Shai came into the flesh is not the true spirit, but we can also see by the salt, the flavor, the energy, if you like, of Judah. It's infectious. Judah started wearing baggy clothes, and then because he couldn't afford new clothes, and he used to get hand-me-downs. And then a few years later, everybody's wearing baggy clothes. Judah was sagging because his clothes used to be so baggy. A few months later, that's the style. Judah used to wear trainers, maybe because he couldn't afford to rock a pair of normal shoes outside of training and to have gym shoes. So he started rocking trainers. Now everybody's doing it. Judah took two turntables and started scratching and rapping over the beat. Now there's the predominant. Judah, let's talk about Judah. Then we'll talk about Benjamin. Benjamin, again, full of flavor. Benjamin, the thing though about Benjamin, man, Benjamin can cook. Benjamin likes to party. Benjamin has, the Jamaicans, their culture is so infectious. Their patois, their slang, their food. Benjamin used to get the worst food. They used to give him pig's trotters and cow tails. Benjamin made it into a dish that was so delicious, he must have had those Edomites annoyed. Benjamin is the West Indians. Levi, the Haitians. Levi, the chief priest. Levi couldn't, a very spiritual nation. Levi, a very strong, dominant nation. The Haitians fought off the French. The slave revolt. They fought, and they're still fighting, and in some way still paying. Reuben, the Seminole Indians, the Aboriginals of Australia. Reuben, another amazing characteristic of Reuben was that the Aborigines of Australia are said to be able to know which way north is. And then you could put them in a room, turn them upside down, they'll still point north. They have an innate ability to navigate. That's Reuben. Originally, Reuben was the head, I think, before Judah took him over. Issachar, the Mexicans, warriors, tough. Issachar, you don't really want to fight a Mexican man, because even though he might not be as tall and as strong, he's got a spirit that will not give up. They say it's not the man in the fight, but the fight in the man. That's Issachar. Naphtali, again, warriors, Samoans and South Pacific Islanders, known for their immense strength and their bravery. Known as it's the Samoans who come up with the haka, the famous dance of the what is it called? The haka, of the rugby, the New Zealand All Blacks. That strikes fear and intimidation to other teams. Man, I saw the Cubans, Again, known for their music, their culture, their style, Cuban style of Cuban cigars. You just go to the Havana, they got that Cuban flavor. They got that flavor for sure. Zebulon, the Colombians, the Panamanians, Guatemalans, don't know about them, but and I think they are the tough mountain people. Again, Simeon, the Dominicans. Oh, well, we can. What can I say about Simeon and Asher? But Simeon's the Dominicans, Asher's the Brazilians, Argentinians, and Venezuelans. Again, they've got the culture, they've got the that kind of salsa, that merengue, that kind of Brazilian flavor going on. Women is just their women is just off the chain. That's beautiful women. Asher and Ephraim, the Puerto Ricans, again with them, and Gad, the North American Indians. We all know that they are very deeply spiritual people. They're very strong people, warrior people, beautiful people, gentle people, but also strong and brave. So that's it. That's Israel. Everybody else is likened us to a drop from a bucket. Let's see that. Let's see if I can find that scripture. And we're going to go in. I've got to talk about Wisdom of Solomon 47. I believe it's 47. I'm going to talk about 2nd Esdras 6 and 9. Esau being the end of the world. And maybe we're going to get into either Isaiah 14 or something like that. So let's see. Bucket. Let's get that first of all. Let's see. It says in Isaiah 40 and 15, behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles, and a very big thing. So the nations are held as a drop from a bucket. So if you're carrying a bucket of water and a drop falls out, you ain't really going to worry about it. The Lord don't really give two shits about anybody apart from Israel. Sorry, that hurts, but it's the truth. And what you guys want to do, if you're not part, if you're one of the heathen, you get your ass behind Israel, man. You better hope you make it through. Become one of the remnants coming through this church, and then you want to get yourself. It says in Isaiah, when they cleave to the house of Jacob. Let's see. I think it's Isaiah 14. Let's see. Isaiah 14. For the Lord will have mercy and will yet choose Israel and set them apart in land, and the strangers shall be joined with them. Okay, that's not them. The strangers, which are also Israelite Gentiles, will be joined with them. Where is it now? They will join, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. So that's not really them. But really, what's going to happen is that I think it's Isaiah 19. This is a good one anyway. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. So we're talking about Egypt, which is spiritual Babylon, which is aka the American United States. The idols of Egypt, the people that, the things that everybody worships shall be, moved to the midst. But they really, it's like the prognosticators, all of that, because basically the system as we know it is based on left-hand spirituality. This is why you think to yourself, why is it that all these people have a good connected to Jeffrey Epstein? Why do these rich people, why can't they just enjoy their money? No, they get rich by doing these things. They get rich by coming into the clubs, and it's a matter of being under control by the elites, but also it's a left-hand spiritual practice that people get into. It says, I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother. This is about to happen. I always say that everybody's, they talk about black people not being civilized, and we don't know, how to, but wait until anybody can't feed their children. Wait until people can't get food. We'll see how civilized people are then. So we're seeing that things is just about to get really real right now. things is about to get really serious. You know, right now, you know, when you can still get your Pop-Tarts and your Crunchy Nut cornflakes, yeah, you all good. Everybody's else just uncivilized. But wait till these people stop, you know. And it says suddenly shall the storehouses be found empty. It's all going to happen in an instant. You know, I still remember one day I woke up and I think I woke up a little bit late, maybe about 9 o'clock. It was a weekend. I went and turned on the tap. No water. Tried to flush the toilet, flush once, then no water. I was like, God damn. And so I thought, okay, let me go to get water. Went to the shop, you know, just put my clothes on. So, you know, I'm going to need something to drink, yeah. So let me get a bottle of water, big bottle of water until the water comes back. No water in the corner shop. Okay, let me go out to the supermarket. Jumped in the car, went up to the nearest, you know, big supermarket, went in there, no water. You see, when things run out, when the supply chain stops, it's instant. The point is that we're drip fed just enough. In fact, the economy's is built on what they call just-in-time supply. While we got stuff, we've got just enough coming through, to keep it going, because we don't really want the storehouses to be overflowed. So they've balanced it, so there's always just enough. But when that supply chain stops, there isn't a buffer. You know, so suddenly shall the storehouses be found empty. And we're going back into Isaiah 19 when we say that the Egyptians that's when Esau will turn on each other. We'll see, you know, talk about chimping out. We'll see who chimps out. When Esau can't. Jake is used to it. They says we're known as the olive tree. What's it? Let's see. Graft an olive tree. If I see the olive tree. See Judges 9 and 9. I haven't seen this before. Yet the glean of grapes shall be left in it, as the shaking of an olive tree. Okay, Psalms 52 and 8. But I am like a green olive tree in the house of God. I trust in the mercy of God forever and ever. Let's see. The righteous also shall see and fear and shall laugh at him. Now hold on, let's see, let's carry on. Why boastest thyself in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of God endureth continually. Thy tongue deviseth mischiefs. Like a sharp razor working deceitfully, thy love is evil more than good, and lying, and this is talking about Esau, and lying rather than speaking righteousness, Selah. Thou lovest all devouring words, and thou deceitful tongue. God shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place, and root thee out of the land of the living. The righteous shall also see and fear him, and shall laugh at him, though this is the man that made God not his strength. And that's again, is it the hammer of the nations that caused the earth to tremble? Or is it Jeremiah? Either in Isaiah or Jeremiah, that's also said, but trusted in the abundance of his riches and strengthened himself in his wickedness. But I am like the green olive tree in the house of the Lord. Now, why are we like the green olive tree? Why is Jake like the green olive tree? Well, the olive tree is known to be a tree that can withstand forest fires. So when the fire comes, when the four winds, is it Revelation chapter 12 or chapter 6? When the four winds are loosed, because that's where we are. We're just about at the point where the sixth seal is being opened and the four winds are going to be loosed on the planet. And when that happens, everybody's going to be not going to have enough. And I think everybody can kind of feel it right now that it's about to happen. It's about to go down. But nobody knows. Everybody just kind of hoping that it's just going to pass, you know. We're kind of almost on the brink of nuclear warfare with Iran. Everybody just trying to think. They're just trying to swerve it. They think if they can put their head in the sand that it's not going to happen. And, you know, that reminds me of Job when he talks about the ostrich. So we're going to get into that in a minute. But yeah, we're like the olive tree. When this fire comes, man, Jake is built for it, man. We've been what was it, 3.5 days? That's according to Revelation chapter 12. The 3.5 days of of being dead and then being woken up in the 1960s by Abaddon and the Valley of Bones, Ezekiel 37. We're coming back, man, and we've been there. It says, "Behold, I've refined thee in the furnace of affliction." Man. We have been in the fire. We're used to the fire, man. Like Meshach and Abednego, man. Well, that's Jake. We are the olive tree. So it's Esau that's really gonna struggle, And it says, going back to Isaiah chapter 14, or was it 19? Kind of getting confused. I think it was 14. And we get true to Israel, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, from their fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. So Esau got it coming, man. That's it. It's a wrap for Esau. It was a wrap even from the point that, because Yahushua, when he said it's finished, he said that's it. He said, I came not but for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And him knowing the end from the beginning, and the Most High knowing the end from the beginning, he had that final piece to put in place. And when he put that piece in place, it was done. That was it. That was it. It was a wrap for Esau. It was just a matter of time. And thank God, thank the Lord, thank Yahweh, Bahashan Yahweh Shai, that we are here at this moment in time, man. It's like, as it says in Dickens, it was the best of times, it's the worst of times. We're right here at the end. It's going to be bloody hard, man. It's going to be bloody and it's going to be hard. Yeah, but, they're going to be songs written. I'll tell you something, right? They're going to be songs written about the elders and the apostles of GMS. They're going to be songs written about Apar and Rakah, Gabah, and Aram, I think is their names are. They're going to be songs about them, man. They're going to be a feast day when people read out scriptures and they talk about this time and the elders and apostles, particularly of GMS, and how they, what they did. There's going to be a feast day. There's going to be people going to be telling their grandchildren, oh yeah, but back in the day, these people were under thing and they didn't know who they were. And then the Bivens came on, and then there was the 7, and then they split, and then this one, and then this one, and then the words slowly grew, and then some people and they'd be like, but how did they know? The Spirit, man. And then they came up, and then this happened, then the Greeks started flying, and then the apostles said this, and then there was a fountain of the word, and the people hid, and then the people came out, and they cut. Oh man, it's going to be like that. I'm going to go into Wisdom of Solomon 47, but I'm going to need to go into my KJA app. There's going to be songs written about the elders and apostles of GMS, man. They're going to be good songs too, not that bullshit hymns that you hear in the Catholic Church. There'll be songs you can get down to. Where is it coming? Okay, let's go with Ephesians 5. Be therefore followers of God as dear children, and walk in love as Yahweh Shai has loved us and has given us himself for an offering and sacrifice to Yahweh for a sweet smelling savor. But that's not really what I wanted. I wanted Wisdom of Solomon 47, 14. Damn it. I was just reading about it, man. Reading about I can't remember it, but basically talking about how Egypt was put, the terrors came upon Egypt, and they couldn't close their eyes or keep them awake. They're both their imagination Their imagination made them fear the real world, and they will just play the demons, man. This is where we're coming into. You know, the people are too calm right now, to be honest. People are too relaxed. But they're just hoping. They're just hoping that their complacency, which they've ever relied on, will continue to serve them. And it's not. We're at the end, man. At the end. Let's get Revelation. I think it's chapter Revelation 6. And I'm going to find that Wisdom of Solomon thing again properly. Revelation 6. Where's my Bible at? My favourite one. It says, and I saw the Lamb open one of the seals, and heard it was the noise of thunder of one and the four beasts saying, come and see. And I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat and had about. And this is when Yahushua comes back, so it's not yet. This is not yet. And when he'd opened and said, he said, come and see the second seal. I'd heard the second beast say, come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him that sat on thereon to take peace from the earth, that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. And this is the war that's about to happen in Revelation chapter 6. We ain't really yet there yet, but you know, as it says in I think it's Joel chapter 3, where is gathering all nations unto a great place. They're even gathering now, man. They're even gathering now. America's already there now. Turkey's Goma is joined to the fray. Kush is Turkey's about to attack Israel. Well, maybe not attack, but they're kind of positioning, squaring up to Israel. Kush, the Somalians have joined the Somalian pirates. It is like the X-Men. All these different nations with all their different, military tactics coming in. China's now flexing its technology muscle. They've got their Chinese robotic Olympics going on right now. So China's saying, well, you know what, they're posturing in a way about their technology, letting them know in a gentle way, of course. Russia's squaring up to Ukraine. Russia's squaring up to the UK, saying that the UK is responsible for sending drones to them. Yeah, so Russia's about to attack. They potentially attack the UK. So everybody's being gathered, man. Everybody's been gathered for this final battle. And people are still there watching TikTok. Everybody's been gathered for the final battle. People doing dances on YouTube. Everybody's been there, gathered for the final. See, that's why the Lord is done with 2/3, man. Can't be bothered with them, man. They're ignorant and foolish. They're stiff-necked people, man. Sick of it. Like, how much more do you need? He sent out his prophets. And it's the same as what's going on in the Garden of Eden, man. The voice of the Lord is walking through the garden and calling his people. And some people aren't paying no mind. It says us in the days of Noah, they were giving them marriages. I can't remember, feasting and giving them marriages before the end came. Let's see if I can find that. No, I think it's Matthew 24. But as in the days of Noah, so was the coming of the Son of Man would be. Matthew 24:38. For the days were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day and Noah entered into the ark. And this ark will be the seal. There's going to be 2 seals. There's going to be the mark of the beast, MOTB, talked about in Revelation 13 and 16, and there's going to be another seal, the seal given to the elect, basically, the remnant, the people that are going to be saved. It says in the scriptures, behold, that my servants shall eat, in these times. So it's going to be a seal, an exemption from punishment. Just as the exemption